Hi friends and family. So today I'm gonna take you with me to producing a podcast, since I am producing a podcast with my friend Dustin, who sits in Germany. And that's something I really like, and it's a part of my life. So I want to give you an insight of my life. So this is what I'm doing, and in a few minutes Dustin will call, and then I show you how I'm recording this podcast and give you a little insight, and I make also maybe a little interview with Dustin that you can meet him. Since we are not doing our podcast as a video anymore, this will be maybe an interesting addition to the podcast that is usually only to be found on Spotify. All right, guys. So enjoy the show. On die Kamera. Hallo. So it's a bit a mess here because I didn't have time to clean this mess up. I'm recording my podcast with my microphone from the camera, just here on top on the hot shoe. I just turn all this stuff on. Oop. Und da ist der Dustin. So at the same time I'm recording here also for my YouTube channel. It's here. Here's Dustin. Say hello. Yeah, actually you guys cannot hear him right now. So what will I do? I will for the interview with him that we will do after the podcast. I guess it's better. We will do that after the podcast. I will put a speaker next to the screen here, and then we do a little interview with my friend Dustin. But for the moment, we got to produce our podcast, so this will take a bit, and then I come back to you and we talk a bit about the podcast, why we are doing it, and what our goal is with this. And and I also present you how I met Dustin. All right, so see you in a bit. Yeah, so the podcast is recorded now. It was a lot of fun, as usual, especially now because we are focusing on being creative and not so limited about talking about business topics. So it's really great. It's a lot of fun. And I want to introduce you, Dustin, who is here.
Hey, dudes. Yeah. What should I say? Do you have any questions, my friend?
Yeah, so what I wanted to say is where we met finally first. So why are we doing this podcast? How did we meet? So we met last year at an opening party, not opening, like a Kickstarter release party of a common friend, Pia, with her product Keto. You can check it out, Pia Blasberg and her product Keto. And and we met there, and then we were talking a bit. Dustin was following me when I was filming with my drone.
Yeah, that was very nice.
And then we were just a bit talking, and then we thought, okay, let's do something together. But I had to go back to Bordeaux, and since then I'm in Bordeaux pretty much. Well, I went afterwards somewhere else, but because of the curfew and the lockdowns and everything, I'm in Bordeaux. And but we are still doing our projects together, and that was actually the only thing that I did business-wise or video-wise during the first lockdown was to do the videos with the video podcast with Dustin. So that was actually pretty cool. And and since then we are doing like all kind of podcast trials together. So sometimes we do a bit, at the beginning we did some video podcasts, and now we are down to really only podcasts with just recording it. Him with his headset there, and I'm here with the microphone and also my little Apple headset. And and that's it. And now we just record pretty much what we talk. We don't edit. We just publish it the way it is on Spotify. And that's how we met. And now maybe you can tell us, Dustin, why are we doing this podcast together?
Yeah, course I can, but maybe I won't. No, it's okay. Just kidding. Yeah, we made this podcast. We start at the first lockdown. Yeah, because we have no jobs. Yeah, no more jobs, and we stay at home and think all is boring, terrible, all is completely stopped. Yeah, and we want to do something. We want to be creative, and yeah, we don't want to be alone. I think that was the biggest reason.
Yeah, we over time we became good friends.
Yeah.
And that's the nicest outcome out of our projects is that well, I really got to know you, and it's really a pleasure to have you in my life. And even though you are far away, and we met actually only once for around an hour, it's great that you are in my life, even though it's only digital actually. And yeah, maybe one day we will come back to see each other.
And I can remember at the first lockdown, all was new for everybody. The completely situation was new, and nobody knows how to handle. And you stay. Also it was so lucky to you that you stay in a little blue house. It was blue, I think so.
Yeah.
Outside of the borders, in the green area, and nearly the ocean. And yeah, it was a really good time, but it was very lonely to you. And yeah, you have your little cat. She is following you.
I had my cat because the cat is now with my ex. But yeah, it was cutie.
Oh, damn. Yeah, but it was really nice, and she was following you when we produced the podcast. At the first time, we made it at a video podcast because also not only the Corona lockdown was new as a situation, also the podcast producing was new for us. Yeah, and we learned to handle both new situations, and yeah, now we are more. Ja, was sind wir jetzt? Wir sind jetzt ein bisschen besser geworden. Ne? We are better now.
Yeah, we got better in doing this.
A bit more professional.
Well, also it's more relaxed now. So now when we are doing podcasts, as I said, we set everything is already set up. We don't need to reinvent the wheel, and we are just pretty much at the moment that we hit record, we are just talking about different topics and build our bridges to the next topics with the topics that we are just talking about. So it's really fluent. And I think it's even quite entertaining, at least for me. If I listen to the podcast again, it's I find some funny moments from time to time, and I really appreciate doing this. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and between the first podcast what we produced and the podcast now, it was a very long and good storyboard. I think so. We had a lot of moments, yeah, where with different peoples, what we meet for this podcast, a lot of themes where we're talking about. Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice, wie sagt man dazu? Was war Erfahrung nochmal?
Experience.
Nee.
It was a nice experience.
Verwechsel immer Experience und Education. Aber Education ist, glaube ich, Ausbildung. Ne?
He's mixing up experience and education.
Yeah. And I'm happy that we are at the contact as a long time. Yeah, and that you stay healthy till now, and that you find now your motivation and your was sagt man, Lebensfreude, so?
Joy for life.
your joy of your life, that you find it back, and because the wholly long time of between the lockdowns, your mute going this way,
Yes.
sometimes going down,
It was
a little
difficult,
bit
huh?
more high.
And it didn't help to have the separation from my girlfriend and everything. It was a difficult year last year, but who am I to say that? I mean, everybody had a difficult time. But yeah, for me, in my skin, the feelings in my body were quite overwhelming for a few situations. But everything is handled, and I kept the good stuff in my life, like the podcast with you. So I'm really glad that we are doing them. Thank you for participating here in this little video that I do. And I wanted to do that because it's so important for me right now to just share important moments of my life with my friends and family, so that that you guys out there, friends and family, that you can see a little inside of my life. And I don't want to make it overcomplicated. But I want to tell you and show you like the people that mean something to me and that have an impact on me and had an impact on me in the last year. So I'm really grateful that you took the chance and participated in this, even though it's not the easiest exercise for you also to speak in English. But I'm really thankful for you, and you spoke really well. And well, with these words, I will also leave you for today's video, and I hope I can do another one soon.
You're welcome, my friend. You're welcome.
Yeah. All right.
I give my best.
See you very soon. Bye, Dustin.
Ciao.